Hello everyone, my name's Annette, and you might know me on social media as Nettersplays, and today I'm going to cover my top 10 card games that I acquired in 2016. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that these games all came out in 2016, but these card games are all games that I acquired throughout the year 2016, no matter if they're old or new, but they were previously shown on my acquisitions and impressions throughout the year in these videos. So these are the top 10 card games that I love. So let's get to it. So before I begin my countdown to my top 10 card games, I'm going to give you 3 honorable mentions. The first game I'll talk to you about is this game called Kodama. Now, Kodama the Tree Spirits is a 2 to 5 player card game, and what I love about this game is the way you use the cards. Now, the card play in this game is really unique and really different, because what you're trying to do in this card game is you're trying to get certain cards and you're trying to place them down and arrange them in different manners so that they turn out to become this tree. You score points along the branches depending on what kind of figures are on them. So it's a really cool little twist of a card game and how you apply the card use throughout the game. I really love it because at the end of the game you turn out to have this huge elaborate tree and you can just look at it and it's really beautiful. So Kodama is one of my honorable mentions for 2016. The next honorable mention is Coloretto. Now, Coloretto is a small little light filler game. However, what I loved about this game is that it's so small, it's compact, and it's easy to travel with. Now, I've traveled throughout the year and I always manage to have this little card game in my travel bag. So the cool thing about this game is that you're trying to collect different sets by placing cards into the middle between players, and you have a decision to either place the card in the middle or you can take the cards from the middle and then collect different sets. Now, I also managed to gather the little expansion for this, which are a few little cards to change the rules throughout the game. But in itself, this game here I've played so many times throughout this year, and I just can't go along with this list without mentioning Coloretto because it's such a small little great card game. The next honorable mention is a really new card game. Actually, I just got it this month and I managed to play it a lot already, and it's simply because of the way that it uses a lead follow mechanic, and that is Villages of Valeria. Now, I know I just picked this up, but I have to mention this game because I love Race for the Galaxy and I love Eminent Domain, and this has that in it, that lead follow kind of follow the leader type of card play, along with building your tableau. And I just found this to be a little bit lighter than the Race for the Galaxy, of course. The iconography is great. And the cool thing that I find with this game is that I can easily introduce people to these type of card games that I really enjoy and love. The artwork is great in this too. So I had to mention Villages of Valeria. So now let's begin my top 10 favorite card games of 2016. And the number 10 choice that I picked this year is Alpaca PacaPaca. Now, Alpaca PacaPaca is a card game that I've played so much this year, and there's absolutely nothing complex about this game, but it's just ridiculous. I love this game so much because it involves alpacas, and you're collecting card games, you're playing cards, and you're trying to build these really tall necks for these alpacas. And every time I play this game, everyone around me is always like, what are you doing? What are you playing? This is so different. It's so unique. It's ridiculous. It's silly. And it's fun. So I can't recommend Alpaca PacaPaca enough because it's just a great little card game. And I'm glad that I really got to play and find this game this year. So my number 9 game is The Game. I know it's a ridiculous name, but I've really enjoyed this game throughout the year. Now, the really cool thing about this 1 to 5 player game is that it's a co-op. Now, you can play it solo, but I really don't play it solo because I try to play it with more people. And what we're trying to do is trying to stack up and get rid of all the cards in our hand. And we all have card numbers 2 through 99. And we have to put them in stacks, taking one turn at a time by playing these different cards from our hand. And the thing about it is you can't tell anyone else what you have in your hand, so you have to put your cards down no matter what, but you also have to tell people don't put them in this pile because I have great cards there. Now, it's a really cool little game that you can easily introduce, and every time I do introduce it to a new group of people, at first they're a little hesitant because of the name and because of the way it's played, but after the first play, I always manage to play more and more times directly and immediately after the first game. So definitely, if you haven't tried the game out, you should definitely check this one out because it's a great little co-op game. So my number 8 game is a game that I've been playing for a while now. I play it a lot on my phone, and the name of the game is Star Realms. Now, this is the Colony Wars game that I added to my Star Realms pack, and I really enjoy this deck builder. It's a 2-player, it could play 3 or 4 players, but I mainly play it 2 players, and I love this deck builder right here. But this is not my number 8. My number 8 is Hero Realms. Now, Hero Realms evolved from Star Realms, and what I like about this actual card game is the fact that it has character card packs. Now, the character card packs add a variant to the already great Star Realms type game. It's still a deck builder. It's still used in the same manner of getting cards from a market and just building up your deck, and you fight against someone else and you try to destroy them before they destroy you. Now, but in this one, it has the character set packs where you actually start with a different set of cards than your opposing player. So it adds a little difference or variant to an already great game of Star Realms, and it also adds the fantasy theme to it. So it makes an already great game that I already love new again. So definitely, if you're a fan of Star Realms, you should look into Hero Realms and getting those character starter packs, because the character starter packs really makes the game different and unique than what it was before. So my number 8 game is Hero Realms. So my number 7 card game of 2016 is Oh My Goods. Now, Oh My Goods, I loved it the first time I played it. I loved it so much that I added it to my 10 by 10 challenge of 2016. And this is one of the few games that I actually completed playing because it's just a great game. Like, I love just the engine building. I love the tableau building. I love like the push and of the luck in this game. And so in Oh My Goods by Alexander Pfister, which is a great designer. He made games like Great Western Trail and Mombasa, and he made this small little card game too, which, I mean, I really adore this game. So Oh My Goods is my number 7 game of the year. So my number 6 game of the year is Flip City. Now, Flip City is a deck building game. Now, I love deck builders. In this game right here, the cool thing about this deck builder is that you get to flip cards. So you're pushing your luck in this card game because you don't know what you're going to get for your hand to play to gather other cards to add to your deck. Because in this, you're pushing your luck and you're also flipping cards to upgrade your cards and make them better. So this has a really unique way of kind of flipping and pushing your luck, and it makes the whole deck building kind of card game a little different and a little unique. I also added the expansion to this game this year, so I'm really looking forward to the new expansion as well. So definitely, if you're a fan of deck builders and a really push your luck kind of card game, then you should try out Flip City. It plays 1 to 4 players, so you can even play it solo too. So my number 5 card game of the year is Seven Wonders Duel. Now, Seven Wonders Duel is a game that I immediately loved. It's a 2-player card game, and it uses a really weird overlaying of cards, and then you take the cards from the bottom and they kind of bring out other cards, and eventually you're building a tableau where you're building an engine and you're playing against someone else to either acquire more gold or more points than the other player, or you can beat them through military, or you can beat them through science. And then they also offer the expansion this year, which I also added to this game. So Seven Wonders Duel is a game that I've really enjoyed playing this year. I played a lot of it. It's actually one of the 10x10 challenge games that I added to my 2016. And yeah, I really enjoyed this game. It's one of the few that I also completed in that challenge. So definitely a great 2-player game that I acquired this year. So my number 4 favorite game of the year is Xenon Profiteer. Now, like I said, I'm a big fan of deck builders, and this is a really unique deck builder because it's all about culling your deck or getting rid of cards in your deck. Now, in this game, you're constantly trying to build up your hand, acquire these different air packets because you're a chemical engineer and you're trying to extract xenon from the air, and you're building different engines in this game where you're trying to make a better factory, or you're also trying to complete these different goals throughout the game by acquiring xenon and extracting it better. And this game itself, like, I've played it so many times this year since I got it that I love this game. Like, it's just a great deck builder, and I really enjoy it. It's just something that kind of like, it's a racing game, but you're constantly trying to pretty much get rid of all the cards in your hand. You keep on building them up, and then you keep on getting rid of them, and that's what I really enjoy about Xenon Profiteer. And that's why it's my number 4 game of the year. So my number 3 favorite card game of the year is Mystic Vale. Now, Mystic Vale is like a deck builder, but it's a card crafting system. And in this cool little game, what you get is pretty much this really weird way of crafting your cards and making them better and better. It's like a deck builder, but what you're doing is you always have 20 cards in your deck. And what you're doing is grabbing these cards from the center, and you're upgrading the cards that you already have by sleeving those cards into the cards that you have in your deck. And it's a great, like, push your luck kind of card game along with a deck builder kind of aspect, and it's just so innovative and unique. I've also added the expansion to this so I can have more cards in the game, and I've absolutely loved this game, and I feel like it's one of the best games that, of course, that has come out in 2016. So my second favorite card game of the year is Honshu. Now, Honshu I've really loved, and I'm so glad that I could pick this up, and Nicholas got me this game. But definitely I am so happy that I got this game because ever since BGG-Con, I've been playing this like all the time. And what I love about it is just the city building with this grid system, and you're also just playing your high cards so you can grab the best cards from the center, and you really feel like you're building a whole palace, like a whole like region and map of the certain Honshu area. So yeah, I've really been enjoying this card game. It's not out in the States yet, but Renegade Games has picked it up. So hopefully in 2017, this game will come out. And if it comes out this year, you should definitely pick it up because Honshu is one of my favorite card games this year. Alright, so we finally reached my number 1 card game of the year. And it's really odd because I'm not that great at trick-taking. But for some reason, I really love this game, and it's a trick-taking game that involves a lot of math. but I love it so much because every time I play it, I just try to figure out like how are people going to play cards and what are they going to do. And anyways, the name of that game is Capital Lux. Now, I love this game so much. It plays 2 to 4 players, and what you're doing is you have a certain hand of cards that you're playing. You're drafting it. You're taking a few cards. You're passing it along to start off your hand. And then with that hand, you're either going to place them in the capital or in your own personal district. And if you put them in the capital, you get a benefit. And you're just constantly trying to balance between your district and the capital. And you're also kind of being a jerk to other players by taking those cards out from the capital and playing them on your own. It's just, there's so much complexity in this little card game that I love it. I mean, there's really so much really good interaction between players in this game. I played it with 2, 3, and 4 players. 4 players is great. 3 players it also works out, and 2 players it also works out too. I mean, surprisingly enough, it does work because of the whole drafting aspect of it, but definitely I've been playing a lot of Capital Lux lately, and I've really been enjoying it so much that it's my #1 card game of the year. Okay, well those are all my favorite card games that I acquired this year, and I hope you liked the video. I hope it kind of introduced you to some new games, and hopefully it piqued your attention to some of them that you might not have heard of, or maybe you have heard of them and you like them just as much. So I'm interested to see what is your top favorite card game of 2016. You can leave a comment down below too. But you can follow me. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm also part of Meeples Included and the Instagamers Network. But just go ahead and just leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!